welcome back to Kyle's Cavern. I hope everyone is having a good evening, a good night. I just wanted to hop on real fast to, first of all, say hello and hope you guys are doing well. Tonight's video is going to be about copper and how to work with copper. I think copper is very overlooked energetic-wise and also benefit-wise. Copper has a lot of health benefits. So if you want to know more about how to work with copper, then please keep watching. Now, what do we know about copper? Well, we know that copper is in a lot of pennies. Everyone has pennies around their house, but we don't know that copper is actually a great energy conductor. Copper is in a lot of wires. Copper is in our electrical devices. Copper is a part of the third generation of elements on the periodic table. Also, interesting fact about copper is that copper is created by stardust. And what happens is, to create copper, a supernova or a white dwarf planet basically explodes, and whatever pieces of that come to Earth, and that's what we get copper. And this is actually a raw cluster of copper, of the iron in there. And we'll talk about the benefits of the iron that copper gives off. Copper really works well with the solar plexus as well as the sacral chakra. So dealing with a lot of fire and passion and energy, but also very vibrant and radiant, I feel the energy of copper gives off. I have a little bit of notes here, so don't mind me if I'm looking down. Copper is also said to be connected to, if you are affiliated with the Orisha, or even Greek mythology, even Egyptian mythology, copper is said to be a channeler. So it channels energy between worlds. So Hermes and Thoth, also Papa Legba, is also said to be associated with copper. And I always recommend people having money on their altars or their sacred spaces just to amplify. Definitely you should have some pennies on your altar. If you don't have any raw copper clusters or nuggets, you can definitely get pennies. Pennies are very, you can get pennies everywhere. But definitely keep them in your money corner. Keep copper anywhere in your money corner, near some citrine, near anything that you're trying to bring a transmutive energy to, because copper is a transmutive element. It helps to transmute energy, and also is great for EMF protection. Now, if you don't know what EMF protection is, electromagnetic frequency, that is the radiation energy that comes off of electronic devices. So that means our phones, that means computers, Wi-Fi boxes, and there's a lot of things that we've made as humans that give off radiation, but definitely those things that we're always around. So having copper is a good way to transmute a lot of that negative energy. You can also see a little bit of, I guess I wanted to give you guys to see a little bit of the green. That's like the iron and zinc within the copper. And the reason why I wanted to say I want to reach on that topic about the zinc and the iron is because if you wear copper, I always have like copper jewelry on. If you see people with like copper jewelry on or anything like that, copper is really good with conducting self energy. So your personal willpower, your personal, without any of these tools, they are as they are, but we come with the energy, we come with the with the extra elements within us that make us human, and that what gives our manifestation that power. So also quartz and Copper is a really great combination also for EMF protection. Black tourmaline and copper. Keep that. That's a great, like, I have a necklace myself that's made out of copper and black tourmaline. Um, know that black tourmaline is actually black tourmaline is a great transmuter of negative energy, and I will do a video on black tourmaline as well if you guys are interested in that. Copper can be worn. The sweat, the oils from your skin when you wear copper jewelry uh, gives off natural elements that seep within our body. And some of those elements that we do need, the human body is made up of 60 chemical elements that are within the human body, but there are 11 main elements that make up the human body. So copper, when worn on the skin, gives you a little bit of an extra dose of zinc. Also, if you are having problems with anemia, copper really helps with that as well. If you're having issues with joint pain and blood circulation, copper really helps to alleviate that pain for you and alleviate the pressure in your body. I can definitely vouch to say that I play guitar, so my fingers do over time, they take a toll. So having copper, bracelets around my wrist definitely help with circulation, and I definitely can feel the difference. I would highly recommend copper if you're having that. Copper was said to be the first element ever recorded by man. Also, a lot of artifacts from ancient times have been found where man first began. Basically, the oldest artifacts have been found made out of copper. So copper is said to be the first element to be ever humans have been able to discover, and we have used it in a lot of interesting ways. But energetically, metaphysically, you can definitely use copper in your craft. Either a piece of copper, like I said, pennies are very inexpensive to get around, to get in your collection, and keep it on your prosperity side of your altar. And also sit on it with on your chakras. So definitely copper. Here's another close-up look of the specimen. So it's very interesting to work with copper, and it's also very cool to find out that copper comes from stardust and supernova and white dwarf planets exploding. I think that's very awesome. Basically, copper is a meteorite, and I think that's really cool. A tektite almost. Not really, but in a more, because certain asteroids and certain rock, they do contain certain metals, iron. It's very interesting. It's very cool to honestly sit with copper and wear it. I wear it with a lot of my jewelry, with my beads and stuff, and just there is an actual energetic difference when you work with copper alone. And I make copper jewelry. Like, I always wrap all of my stones in copper, and I wear it, it's just the difference of wearing copper on you. And of course you have silver, and of course we have gold. But I think if you want more so that, like, if, copper has been more so considered more affordable, and, gold is too, but definitely if you're looking more so in the price range that is a lot more affordable, working with some raw copper or even some silver, if you get some hands on some ore, that'll be a great lunar. We work with lunar energy with silver. Gold is working with sun energy, solar energy. So I definitely can see the correspondences that correlate with copper, because it's almost like going within to find the light, and copper is an igniter. So I think working with copper while working on that shadow side, that period when you're having to go in, will be a great tool to help you stay grounded, also to heal any problems in the sacral region of your chakras or even your solar plexus. I really highly recommend working with you. So that is my video on copper. I hope you enjoy. I really recommend working and sitting and working with these metals and crystals yourself. I always recommend that on my channel. I can only say so much unless you get the tools yourself. So, you know, these tools are just that, just to help mediate or even help our energy in a healthy way. Drinking copper, so, or eating out of copper. Now, not all the time, because you don't want to get copper poisoning. I do have a copper mortar and pestle. This is like for herbs and me crushing up, you know, any herbal concoction. Copper bells made out of copper. Like I said, it is a amplifier, and even the sound of the bell it does something. It really does. It just does something. And also copper water, you can drink it as well to get that zinc and iron. Definitely, I highly recommend drinking some copper water. That will really help with that. Also wearing it. Don't forget to wear your copper too. You can find copper in a lot of spiritual botanicas or pagan shops. They possibly do sell copper there. Also protective in your protective amulets. Make sure you guys are wearing copper in those as well. That's going to amplify whatever sigil or whatever you're trying to conduct, whatever energy you're trying to bring forth. Working with copper or having copper within it is really, really great. If you guys have the resin, if you guys are with the resin, I don't have any of my own, but resin crystals usually contain copper within them, so that's a plus. So you don't really have to go out of your way to get copper. They may have like a copper charm or a copper amulet within the resin structure that you make it with shungite or black tourmaline or any other metal or mineral. You may get some copper in there as well, and that's going to help with conducting that energy for you or your manifestation. So that is all that I have for copper. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good night, guys. Bye.